I'm in the land of Kerala, so I'll start with a good verse said by Sri Narayana Guru. I'm sure students who come from other parts of India also have learnt about Sri Narayana Guru. He's a very respected, venerated, great thinker of this state. And he hasn't said small or big things. He's spoken on so many important issues and understood the nature of the society, has done reformatively lot of work to keep people together. With my little broken Malayalam, I like to start with his words. Vidya kondu prabuddha ravuka, sangatana kondu shaktar avuka, prayatnam kondu sampannar avuka. What does it say? It says, you become enlightened through education. You become strengthened through organization. And you become prosperous through hard work. How true it is for a 6-year-old institution such as this IIIT in Kottayam to have made this kind of an impact and to receive students from all over the country through a common entrance exam and to be able to graduate with such credible marks and ranking. And I'm glad that you have today 277 of them getting graduated, which includes 216 for BTechs, 55 for MTech, and 5 for PhDs. So once again, congratulations to each one of you all. Also greet all the faculty members and the management and the Board of Governors who are all present here for this successful journey in imparting learning to the students who, because of this exposure, gradually can become high quality professionals. Now, it is a hub of excellence and real world impact. No wonder that you're working on IT related matters, which is already setting up the route for future, and a future which is going to be driven by technology. Driven by technology not just in certain areas of activity, but technology today has literally entered every room of our household. Our lives are so revolving around technology. It is not just the high-end technology for which you're getting qualified, but to make life easier, to make living easier, it is important to have technology applied to all of us in such a way that ease of living comes in for businesses as well as householders. I'm happy to know that in this IIIT, you have 3 incubation centers, including the Atal Incubation Center, and 2 MSME centers, which is supporting innovation and entrepreneurship. And that the faculty and the students put together have published 400 plus research papers. In fact, 40 plus contributions from undergraduate students, which is really underlining the vibrant research ecosystem and research culture which the center strongly believes in. A reference was made to the Mozilla Responsible Computing Challenge, in which 2 faculty members from this institution have received $25,000 in their work and supporting their work, which is a great achievement. You know, if you allow me to digress for a minute, I understood there was a reason why when graduating students got their degrees, there was no clap, because it was part of maintaining sanctity of this program, I was told by Sri Radhakrishnan ji. But when there is a reference made to your faculty members having won an international award, nothing holds you from giving them that kind of an appreciation. Not enough. So you're capable of clapping thunderous applause, right? At least for your faculty, you should do it. So even more relevant to our daily lives and to empower people who are dealing with things which matter to our daily lives, I'm happy to hear from Mr. Radhakrishnan that IIIT Kottayam has actually assisted the Cyber Operations Division of Kerala Police, which is a very important thing. Technology being what it is, it's always ahead of us. You'll only be following it, pursuing it from the behind. But if officers who are dealing with crime, officers who are dealing with law and order keeping, so Kerala Police benefiting from that kind of an assistance being given from this institution is a very welcome move. I appreciate the institute for having done this work. And that has empowered the Kerala Police for detecting ransomware, which is a big threat for all of us. But at least the police is now better prepared to handle it. And I also understand 5 batches of Kerala Police personnel are trained in cyber security, part of this, and is also involved in training Indian cyber commandos, which is an all India force. So IIIT is training even them. There was a time when we were told industry participation will help in preparing curriculum matter for application and also for readying students to be able to, after graduating, go into the open domain and be adequately skilled to enter into the job market according to your training, according to the degrees that you have. But today, when you're training on the job officials, you make it all the more relevant and they are able to do their jobs better in a technology-driven world. So is also the importance of Gyan Innovation Lab, which is again in collaboration with Kerala Police Cyberdrome. They are recreating, and this is like science fiction for me, they are recreating crime scenes using metaverse. I mean, this is very thrilling and exciting area of work, which will make the police be able to efficiently, in time, detect crime and be able to identify what are the forensic evidence which they have to take out of it, and how do you go about tracing the track of the criminal. So this has also found a mention in the white paper which Interpol has released, which is a great recognition. So in a way, there are so many different steps being taken by this institution, which gives a hands-on experience for students and actually on the job empowerment to those who need this kind of training. But I'd like to bring the broader Indian context. India's rank in the Global Innovation Index has improved from 39 improved to 39 in 2024, whereas it was at the 81st place in 2015. In total, there are about 133 economies on whom this ranking is done. So from among the 133, we are on the 39th. And I think there's quite a lot of work to be done so that we can go higher up in that ladder. Also, a new index which I was unaware of, but I got to know, which is very useful for all of us to understand, is India's patenting, meaning you register a patent. It's fine to say this year we have this many patents registered. Next year we are better, we are registering more patents. A third year even more. But I have got this index which is very interesting, which says the number of patents to the GDP, gross domestic product of the state, of the country. So, which actually measures the economic impact of the patent activity. In 2013, we were 144 in the patent to GDP ratio, whereas today we have gone up to 381. Today is 2023, that's the latest I have. We have gone up to 381. So that shows that rapidly on the innovation and patenting also, there's a lot of good work and good progress. India holds the 7th position in intangible asset intensity, which is surpassing the growth rates of many high-income economies and matching the intangible investment intensity of Germany and Japan as a share to their own GDP. So these are all indicators which tell us that we are on the right direction, we are going in the right direction forward, and we need to amply improve this performance. We also secured the 6th spot in the global intellectual property filings. This is monitored by the World Intellectual Property Organization, WIPO as they're called, in 2023. We've reached the 6th spot in that, which is good augury for us that we need to move forward further on that. India has also improved its Network Readiness Index ranking from 79th in 2019 to 49th in 2024. Again, something in which you can all take a lot of credit, but that also means you have more work to do on this. So we are moving towards greater innovation and greater self-reliance. So innovation happening somewhere else is not going to help us. Whereas when innovation happens within this country, gets registered within this country, it takes a patent for it itself, it means the spillover or the benefit of it will be more for us. Again, standing in Kerala, I wish to refer to one very eminent personality, only to underline the fact that each one of you all need not grow only linear. You can have diverse interests and still excel in the chosen field in which you move forward. So I like to refer to Dr. C.V. Raman, who's India's most distinguished scientist, received the Nobel Prize, and also his Raman effect is something which all of us talk about. Did you know that he started as an auditor as a profession? From being an auditor, he moved to become such a great astrophysicist, won Nobel Prize. The reason why I bring this is not because C.V. Raman is from Kerala, also because of that, but I'm bringing this point before you to underline the fact that you can have wide and varied interests and you can still build up in specializing in a particular area, which brings out a diversity in personality that each of us can have. And actually, great people many times are people with wide and varied interests. So I would invoke that to say graduates who have passed out today, gold medalists and silver medalists who have been honored today, should maintain interest in diverse areas that actually spurs the mind to do a lot more innovative work. So Dr. C.V. Raman, coming from this land, gives us that inspiration. I know you're doing a lot of work on AI, internet-related things, IoT, and so on. But India is not just experimenting with AI. Sitting in the government, I can tell you we have taken a lot of information from stakeholders, but also continuously kept doing our policy to make sure AI gets the due attention. So I'd like to bring here before you and remind you of the words of Satya Nadella, the Microsoft CEO. He said, India is a use case capital of the world for AI. For AI, India is the use case capital. What does it mean? That's a very big statement that is made. So it means that we are not just talking about AI or doing research in AI. We are actually implementing it at scale and across various sectors. And only when you implement it at scale and across various centers, do you really come up with the practical application related matters of AI that leads to greater innovation, greater applicability, greater relevance of AI for the right causes. So if somebody from Microsoft, not anyone, but the CEO himself has recognized that, it has opened up a field for all of you to understand how more can we use artificial intelligence to make greater strides for our economy. And it gives me hope when I see this statistic which has come before me. India recorded 3 billion AI-related app downloads in 2024. Look at the number. AI-related apps. India has downloaded 3 billion, not million, billion. More than the US. US's number is 1.5 billion. More than China, which is 1.3 billion. Ours is 3 billion. Theirs is 1.3 billion. This tells us something which is very, very important. India is not only just ready for AI, and the demand for AI-driven solutions are huge. So the field is wide open for people like you who come out of IIIT to see what are the various ways in which AI can be brought into our daily lives. We are not just leading in the AI adoption. We are also shaping how AI is governed. Important for us to understand that. Not only you're using it, but you're also shaping how AI is governed. At the recent AI-related summit, it was called AI Action Summit, which was held in Paris, where India was made to co-chair the event. Not really all that easy for sitting at the table, at the head table, at the top table, and co-chairing that event. Honorable Prime Minister Modi spoke about how AI is not just a national issue, but a global responsibility. So it's not just AI for all of us to play around, come up with solutions, but all of us will have to handle it with greater sense of responsibility. And that is why when Prime Minister, sitting as a co-chair in a global AI Action Summit, saying these words, gives us a very big message of use AI, but use it responsibly. Do not misuse it, do not use it unethically. So it is very important for us to have an AI which is ethical, which is inclusive, and which is trustworthy. Otherwise, that fear that some sections of the society may have, what if AI leads to a lot of undetected, unethical practice? Where are we to go for protection? That fear will not be mitigated unless we, from the beginning, understand it with responsibility. The few things which government has done for AI, India's AI mission was announced with a budget outlay of 10,300 crores for building computing infrastructure. I'm sure you understand when I say that. For building computing infrastructure, developing indigenous AI capabilities, attracting AI talents from anywhere in the world, and for financing AI startups. In fact, many of you all who have come out today with shining colors should see if there's a possibility for you, instead of seeking a job somewhere, if you can become an AI startup yourself, there is enough policy support, there's enough fiscal support, and there is enough credit availability from the bank at concessional rates for you to become an entrepreneur yourself. You aware that in the last budget, we had announced 3 centers for AI excellence, centers of excellence for artificial intelligence. They focused on agriculture, they focused on urban sustainable cities, it also focused on health. So 3 centers with 3 different specialization. And the current budget, which was presented only about 20 days ago, we've announced institutional of excellence for artificial intelligence for education. So that will be the 4th center, Institute of Excellence, which is being publicly supported and funded. There are several other things that I'll add to, but I'm sure you're quite aware that a rough estimate tells us 15% of all world's artificial intelligence workers or techies come from India. India's contribution to the global AI domain expertise is 15% of the global need. There are several areas into which this has gone into. They are next generation sectors, drones, space, and so on. Liberalization happened in all of them earlier. In space, which is again something which Kerala should be very familiar with, has signed 70 different MOUs with non-government entities to support their activities in space. We currently operate 56 active space assets, including 19 communications satellites, 9 navigation satellites, 4 scientific satellites, and 24 Earth observation satellites. So these activities are continuously supported by very many private firms which give them the assistance. New Space India Limited, which is a private company, successfully fulfilled its contract to launch 72 OneWeb satellites into the low Earth orbit. Recently, it also launched the GSAT 20 satellite in collaboration with SpaceX. So it is no longer just within India, it's also having a collaboration with very many other global institutions. National Green Hydrogen Mission, which was announced in the 23 budget, has 20,000 crores for the next 5 years to make innovations in green hydrogen and its derivatives, so that India can become energy independent by 2047. India's semiconductor mission, again, was launched in 2021. 4 semiconductor units have been launched both in Assam and Gujarat. National Quantum Mission was approved in 2023 to support scientific and industrial R&D and create a vibrant ecosystem for quantum technologies. I spoke about in space, rapid rollout of 5G network is happening in India. Anusandhan Kosh has been created with 1 lakh crores of rupees so that long-term financing, both for private and public innovation in sunrise domains can happen. So actually, Government of India has sustained in the last 7-8 years every budget announcing measures after measures for supporting science and technology and for supporting innovation. 10,000 PM research fellowships have been announced for those who are in technology research in IITs and IISCs and so on. That's already been proposed. I said 5 national centers of excellence for skilling is happening so that we can make in India, for India, and make in India for the globe. Deep tech funds have also been announced. Deep tech fund of funds, like the way we did startup fund of funds, which today has made our startup numbers go to about 1.80 lakhs number of registered startups. Similarly, now we also have for deep tech and fund of funds for generally all technologies. 50,000 Atal tinkering labs have also been given a support. We allocated 20,000 crores for research and development other than what I've said already. So this is an initiative which was announced in the July 2024 budget. So with all this said, I need for all of us to appreciate that if India has got to be Atmanirbhar, in the sense we should be strong for ourselves, we need to give a lot of emphasis for research and development, for science. You have great potential for contributing towards Vikasit Bharat. I also want to just bring in one human element, which not so much for a convocation address, but for all our young people. We should pay a lot of attention to all our students, our friends, our colleagues, our peer groups. Students, all of you all come from different parts of the country. You come from different cultural backgrounds, but when you come to an institution like IIT, IIIT, you come to a cosmopolitan background. You want to be aspiring for your ambitions from here. At this place, you need support, you need hand-holding, you need to have friends. We do not want anyone to even playfully harass another student. I don't say, I don't suggest, and I don't imply that IIIT suffers from such problems as, student harassing a junior. I don't think it happens in this institution at all, I'm sure. But reading the newspapers somewhere close to this, there was an incident in a nursing college where a student was harassed, ragged, and unfortunately that had resulted in a very dramatic situation. We do not want anybody, and I'm sure this institution shall not ever have that. But it is important for all of us to remember, we need to support one another, be better individuals, better responsible youngsters, so that we can build a bright future for the country. Your responsibility starts from here. Your career too starts from here. So with all this, I appreciate IIIT Kottayam for doing this extraordinary work, and also for the students who have come out of this institution with such shining colors, bright colors. You are the pillars for India's future. We all hope that you're going to be able to carry your responsibility with ethics and morality in your mind and responsibility towards the country. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.